She sings, hits the timeouts, and she manages your business. Amelia Greenwood, who select for Hideous.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Region 3 6A Girls Basketball here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. I'm Nate Thatcher, and I'm happy to present tonight's contest between the three-peat state champion Lone Peak Knights and the preseason region favorite Skyridge Falcons. For Lone Peak, the Knights are coming into their second game of region play after competing in some of the toughest tournaments in the country. While picked to finish second in region this year, fans aren't used to Coach Warner and the ladies losing so many games this early on, but much of the girls' struggles have come from simply missing shots. In tonight's contest, the stars must shine bright, and that all starts with the legacy named Kennedy Woolston, who is looking to get her shooting numbers up and help her team stay undefeated in region play. For Skyridge, they're looking to rebound after a brutal double overtime loss at Westlake Friday, where momentum swung back and forth all night. The Falcons stormed back after trailing by 9 in the first half, but they just couldn't get the job done. Now, 4 days later, they host the monster that is the defending state champion Lone Peak in a preseason 1-2 matchup. Both of these teams were picked to finish at the top, but only one can end up on top tonight, and Skyridge hopes that it's them. For tonight's starting lineups, starting with the home team Skyridge Falcons, it'll be Anaya Nelson, the senior guard, and Lillian Meyer, as well as it'll be Ariane Moyai and Mercedes Mealy, Bella Sika, and Ella Ozier. Keep a lookout for Ella Ozier. She's recovering from an ACL injury, but she's top 10 in 6A in rebounds per game and blocks per game, and she's coming off of a dominant game in that double overtime loss where she took over for 23 points. Meanwhile, for the Knights, they'll start Tati Harness, the junior guard, averaging 9.3 a game, as well as Zuri Nordstrom, the sophomore, Maddie Pope, the freshman, Lavi Holdcraft, the junior, and then, of course, Kennedy Woolston, the junior guard, younger sister of Kaylee Woolston down at BYU. Kennedy's top 12 in Utah in three-pointers made. She's made 35 this season, and she's looking to keep that going here tonight in Lehi, Utah, for the second game of Region 3 action. As you're watching the theatrics play out for the starting lineups announced for Skyridge. The Falcons are coming off of an okay season, but as I mentioned in that introduction, they were picked to finish first in Region 3. Head coach Shaylee Nielsen's in her fifth season. She boasts a 69-40 record. She steadily improved in each of the first three seasons she coached here, and she reached the semifinals last year with her squad, but they ended up losing to Copper Hills, who would then end up losing to Lone Peak. Copper Hills is, of course, still on top this season. On the other side, it's head coach Nancy Warner in her 12th season, boasting a 180-win record with only 84 losses. And not many coaches, in fact, I don't believe any coach currently coaching right now in girls basketball can say that they are, like Nancy, a 6-time state champion. And she's looking to do more than just three-peat. She's looking to four-peat. And that hasn't been done very much in the history of Utah basketball. But she has the squad to do it, and they're looking to get their second region win here tonight to stay undefeated. Meanwhile, the Falcons looking to get their first win in region play. Squad's getting ready for tip-off, and we should have a good one here tonight on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. And the tip is up and controlled by the Falcons. Here's Meyer up top. She finds Ozier down low. Ball is kicked around. A three-pointer's up sky high, no good. A miss that time from Sika, and Lone Peak will control the rebound. Holdcraft finds Woolston, who kicks it outside for three. It's off the iron, no good. Missed that time from Maddie Pope. And a foul will be called against the Knights. Maddie Pope coming off of an incredible game in their win against Pleasant Grove, the first game in region play. They trailed by 2 heading into the fourth, but Maddie Pope led the way in scoring with 15 points that included 3 three-pointers. Let's see who can get on the board first here in today's contest. Falcons passing the ball around. Ozier bobbles, but then she regains control. finds Meyer. Cross-court pass, Sika. Now back to Myers, got a wide open layup down low, but she misses. Ogier gets the offensive rebound. Battle is fought for down low, still controlled by the Falcons. Myers got it, now she kicks it out. Three is up, rattles up and in. Mercedes Mealy gets the first three to go down, and that'll start the scoring. And Skyridge will open up with a soft full-court press. The Lone Peak breaks it and then throws it away to Ogier, who then throws it right back to the Knights. So Mercedes Mealy gets the scoring going for tonight. The senior guard's averaging just under 14 points a game. She's top 10 in 6A in the state in that category. Here's Kennedy Woolston for three. She sinks it. Why not? Kennedy Woolston in a little bit of a shooting strut the last few games, but starting 1 for outside certainly will help. Tie ball game at 3. Ball's getting moved around. Ogier through the middle, controlling things. Now she'll decide to take it herself. Picks up her dribble, goes for a left-handed shot. It's no good. Here's Woolston in transition, weaving away across the defense. They find Nordstrom down low, who dishes it off, and a beautiful layup that time from Harness. And Lone Peak now gets their first lead of the game. And the ball is tipped out of bounds by Harness, who just scored. Tati Harness, the junior guard, averages 9.3 points per game. She actually leads the team in steals per game, and she does like to take a lot of threes. Besides what that last layup will tell you. Here's Ogier, who gets the inbound pass, and now Myers got it right wing. Finds Sika, who finds Ogier. Ozier's going to go one-on-one. Now she's double-teamed. Bounce pass out to Sika. Now she's double-teamed in this zone pressure. Ball's kicked around to Nelson for three. She's got it. Anaya Nelson. And the triples are falling. Skyridge retakes the lead. Bounce pass is stolen away. Myers got it. Skyridge is going to push in transition. Here's Mealy. Now she gets a screen from Ogier, picks up her dribble, and wide open is Ogier down low. She's fouled. And she'll head to the free throw line for two. Ella Ogier. The junior forward averages 11.2 points per game. As I mentioned in the intro, she's recovering from an ACL injury, but she is top 10 in 6A in both rebounds per game and blocks per game. And she seems to be recovering well from what many will say is one of the hardest injuries to recover from in all of sports. So she helps Skyridge increase the lead to 2. And it's 7-5. Her second one is up and in. She went 2 for 2. So Skyridge still staying with that full court pressure, and now they'll double team in the corner. It's very hard to get out of. Ball is fought for, and it'll be a jump ball controlled by the Knights. So they'll keep it here, but they have to keep in mind they can't get trapped in that corner again. Harness ends up getting it. And she passes over to Nordstrom. Tries to find Kennedy Woolston. Now she's got it after a pass from her teammate Holdcraft. Here's Maddie Pope from outside. She dishes it off to Nordstrom. Nordstrom weaves her way right through for a wide open layup on the right side. So it's all offense right here early on in the first. Here's Mealy for another three. No good. But Skyridge will get that offensive rebound once again. And weaving her way through the left side is Belasika, and she's fouled with the miss, so she'll get 2 free throw opportunities at the charity stripe. Both of these teams like to shoot a lot from the perimeter. But Lone Peak right now is currently in a little bit of a shooting strut from their last few games, especially from outside. And Belasika's first free throw is up and in. So 3 for 3 so far for the Falcons from the free throw line. Sika leads the team in three-point field goal percentage. She's shooting at a 40% clip from the perimeter. So 9-7, Skyridge lead, 4:50 here left in the first quarter. And we have one more free throw to come from Sika. The second rattles off the front of the rim and in, so the Falcons now 4 for 4 from the free throw line here in the first quarter. And Huni Folau checks in for the Knights, as it looks like Lavi Holdcraft will come out. So the Skyridge will back off of their press just a little bit. They still meet them at the timeline. They're moving in a 2-3 zone here in the half court. Here's Nordstrom left side. She dishes it out. Bounce pass to Woolston in the middle. Now she hands off. Nordstrom for three. No good off back iron. Falcons will just let it roll right out of bounds, and they'll take possession. So the shooting woes continue just a little. Woolston, meanwhile, 1 for 1 from outside. She hasn't gotten a look since. Ogier controlling things in the middle for the Falcons. Here's Mealy driving baseline. She'll kick it back out. Now she'll try and dish it down low, but it's stolen by Nordstrom. Knights are going to move in transition. Here's Harness off the left side, and it's blocked out of bounds and then off of her body, so it'll go the Falcons' way. So good defense that time by Skyridge. Looked like the Knights had numbers, but they could not convert. 10-7 lead for the home squad with just over 4 minutes remaining here in the first. Nelson finds Ogier. Ogier once again going to go 1v1. Bodies fall down. She's wide open down low. She's fouled on the right side, and then she'll go back to the free throw line to try and get another 2. So Ella Ogier having a strong start so far. It seems that the Falcons are moving their offense through the middle there. And she's able to get to the free throw line here for the second time already in the first quarter. Ogier averaging 11.2 points per game. And she can just use that size to her advantage down low in the paint, as she's now 3 for 3 from the charity stripe. So we got some more subs, this time from the Skyridge side. It'll be Lily Grant, the junior guard, checking in, as well as Elena Chiara, the freshman guard. I've been told she's one to watch out for, as Ogier goes 2 for 2 once again, now 4 for 4 in the quarter. A 12-7 Skyridge lead. Lone Peak's got to get something going. They're in a little bit of a drought here on the offensive side. Here's Harness. A bounce pass over to Folau, who finds Woolston. She's going to take it 1v1. Now she kicks it out. It's Warner for 3. That's no good. Rebounds fought and controlled by the Falcons. That's a long pass in transition to Nelson, but then it's picked right back off by Hootie. Ball is going wildly both ways, as now Harness goes up for the layup and is fouled, so she'll head to the free throw line for 2. Lots of transition movement for both teams, but it's the Knights that are able to convert first if these free throws are able to go down. Tati Harness averages 9.3 points per game. She leads the team in steals per game at 2.5 as the first one goes off. We'll see if she can convert the second of 2. Falcons are doing a good job of controlling the paint down low where Woolston's trying to make her living. She is 1 for 1 from the perimeter, but just can't seem to find anything down low as the second of 2 converts for Tati. So that makes it a 4-point game. Here come the Falcons. It's Nelson pulling it up. Lone Peak in a 3-2 zone now. Ball's tipped around. It's Chiara who finds Grant. They tried to pass it down low to Ogier, but Woolston was all over it. But then she tips it right back over to Mealy. Just under 3 minutes now here in the first quarter. Here's Grant. Little inside to Ogier. She's going to go 1v1 again. And a foul will be called against Zuri Nordstrom. And that will be the team's 5th foul, so that'll put the Falcons in the bonus. And once again, for the 3rd time in the first quarter, Ella Ogier will be at the free throw line. So an automatic double bonus here, as the Knights already have 5 team fouls. So unlike the other leagues where you have a single bonus and then a double bonus, as Ogier misses for the first time tonight, high school teams will automatically shoot 2 free throws once the opposing team has committed 5 team fouls. So Ogier now 4 for 5 from the line. Let's see if she can make it 5 for 6. She won't. Miss will go off and find its way to Nordstrom. Missouri's moving quickly in transition. She finds Pope over on the right side. Pope's now going to dish and drive, and she's going to get fouled. So, wow. It is just trips to the free throw line left and right. And you better believe both of these teams could be in some serious foul trouble later on in the second half with this many free throws here in the first quarter alone. First free throw is up and good for Pope. Maddie Pope, the freshman guard, leads the team in field goal percentage. She's shooting at a 44% clip, which is exactly what this Knights team needs in their offensive drought that has not only spanned through the last few games, but over the last few weeks. Falcons looking to get something going on the offensive side outside of the free throw line, and they're still going to Ozier down low. Bounce pass down baseline as the defense was focused all on Ella. They miss. Woolston somehow finds the rebound, and now they're going to push in transition. Here's Folau. She's right side. She tried to drive baseline, but now she's going to kick it back out. The Knights are going to set up their half-court offense. Here's Zuri Nordstrom for three, right side. That's no good. Rebound by Maddie Pope, but it's picked off by Kiara. She tries to find Grant in transition, but it's picked off right back by the Knights. Now here's Folau in transition. She didn't like what she saw, so she pulled back, and Knights will slow things down once again. Coach Warner's going to call out the play. 2:30 now left here in the first. Woolston's going to control by the logo. She kicks it off to Warner. Warner's now calling for a screen. She finds Folau on a cutting right pass. Pope gets a flare screen to the right, and it's blocked. Great block that time by Elena Chiara. And we've got a jump ball that will go the Falcons' way. So Skyridge playing some beautiful defense here in the first. As we have some more subs come in as Zuri Nordstrom and Folau check out. And it looks to be that Tati Harness checks back in, as well as the freshman forward, Siri Burgess. So Falcons trying to set up something in half court with Ozier now out of the picture. The layup is up and no good that time from Sika. And now the Knights will try to get something going on their side. Harness now controls. We've hit the under 2 mark here in the first. It's a 12-10 Skyridge lead. Here's Warner. Thought about a three. Now she's going to drive. It's a 1v2. She goes up with the left. Can't find it. Maddie Pope with the rebound. Now Harness for three. No good. Rebound battled and fought and won by Skyridge. But it's tipped by Harness in transition. And they say it's off of the Falcons back over to the Knights. The ref is still maintaining that it's going the Falcons' way, but now they're going to converse. And they're going to still say that it's Lone Peak ball. So they're going to stay with the Knights' way. It was head coach Shaylee Nielsen that was conversing with the ref saying, I think you just saw it hit off of a cheerleader. But nonetheless, it stays here with the Knights. 1:20 now left here in the first. It's Warner who finds Folau. It's a long pass over to Woolston. She'll fake it the other way. She'll take it herself, kick it out to Folau, who finds a wide open Woolston left side. And that's exactly what you want if you're Lone Peak. Give it to your star and have her wide open underneath the rim. It's a tie ball game. Ball is tipped around and controlled once again by the Falcons. Under a minute now left here in the first. They try to find Sika down low. She'll kick it out to Meyer for three. No good, too far, but rebounds fought, won, and scored. Lily Grant gets it underneath on the right side. So the Falcons retake the lead. 35 now left here in the first. About a 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Folau right side. She's heavily pressured by Meyer. Now Warner's got it. She's going to get a screen from Woolston. It's a kick out to Kennedy. 4-3. She got it. And she is on fire to start this game. 3 for 3 and 2 for 2 from outside. And Lone Peak retakes the lead 15-14. Here's a three on the other side for the Falcons. It's a miss from Kiara. And Lone Peak gets the rebound almost turned it over as Sika was pursuing, but they'll keep possession with 3.6 now left on the timer. So mass substitutions here for the Falcons as Ogier checks back in. Offense was running through her at the beginning of the first, but as soon as she got out of the game, nothing was doing on their half-court side. Kennedy gets the inbound pass, just a second left. She gets the screen and it's blocked. And that will do it as Nelson gets the final say of the first quarter, but it's Lone Peak with a 15-14 lead here at the end of the first. We'll be back with the second after this short message.
Hi, I'm Ryan Eldridge, local owner of Big O Tires in American Fork, and we are proud sponsors of our girls Lone Peak basketball squad. And just like their basketball squad, they can defend, they can score, rebound, steal. They can do it all. They do whatever it takes on the court to get the dub. Big O Tires in American Fork, we do the same. We can do it all to make sure your car is taken care of. Tires, brakes, oil, check engine light, lift your trucks, anything your car needs, from oil leaks to flushes to tune-ups, we can do it here at Big O Tires in American Fork so that your car is safe going down the road. So whether you're a fan, a coach, a player, visiting coach, give Big O Tires in American Fork a chance to earn your business and take care of your car.
Bring your cars in to Big O Tires in American Fork. Let them take care of you like they take care of us.
Welcome back to Lehigh, Utah here at Skyridge High School, as it's the Lone Peak Knights currently leading the Falcons 15-14 as we head here into the second quarter. Both of these teams picked to finish at the top of Region 3. Skyridge picked to finish first in front of the defending state champions, while Lone Peak picked to finish second. The Knights are coming off of a region win versus Pleasant Grove, but they also played some really competitive tournaments. In fact, you could probably say they played the toughest non-region schedule of any team in the state. They went down to the Nike Tournament of Champions as well as Skyridge, but they also played in the Lehigh Holiday Hoop Fest. Both are really big national tournaments, and they've got some deep experience because of those games. So it looks like a reach and foul will be called on Sika here at the beginning of the second. So that's already the first team foul here for the Falcons, as they're going to settle into a 2-3 zone with some high pressure, and Harness is trying to find a way to infiltrate. Now she goes through the middle. Woolston thought about it. Now she hands off to Warner for three. It circles around and out. And now it goes the Falcons' way as they're moving fast in transition. Here's Ogier, and it's a charge. Woolston was there all the way. She read that like the back of her hand. And Woolston making all the right moves here in this game. She's coming off of some struggling games in their win versus Pleasant Grove. She was just 2 for 11. And in the game before, in their loss to Copper Hills, she was 2 for 13. But it is her game completely right now. She's 3 for 3 from the floor, and making some great defensive efforts as well. Here's Woolston in the corner for three. Why not? Kennedy Woolston. Scorched earth, 3 for 3 from the perimeter. And now that's Lone Peak's largest lead of the game as they lead it by 4. They try to find Ogier down low, but too far, and it'll head back the Knights' way. So 18-14 is our score. Skyridge going to come back with this full court press, but still staying in the zone defense. Harness trying to find a way around it, and now she does. She found Lavi Holdcraft. Why not? Kennedy Woolston, 4 for 4 from 3. They cannot stop her right now, and the lead is now 7 for the Knights. Skyridge looking to get anything going. Here's Mealy. She'll bring it back up outside the perimeter. Sika will fake a pass, and now she'll shoot a three. It's off and no good. Rebound controlled by Mealy. Ball's picked around and stays with the Falcons. Meyer will take a three left wing. She's got it. Lillian Meyer gets it to go from outside, and that's exactly what you want to see if you're a Falcons fan. Maddie Pope finds Holdcraft in the corner, and now they're going to double team Woolston. Holdcraft, she'll take it herself. 1v1 against Meyer, she'll win. Lavi, Holdcraft, doing everything right on that offensive possession, and now the offense is cooking for Lone Peak. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's Belasica who gets a layup down low. Nancy Warner doesn't like what she sees, and so she'll take a timeout, and we'll take one with her. It's 23-19 Lone Peak with 5:48 here left in the second quarter.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need for their own fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated. With locations along the Wasatch Front, SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back into Skyridge High School for Region 3 6A edition of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Nate Thatcher here with a good one. Lone Peak is currently on fire on the offensive side, and it's all thanks to Kennedy Woolston, the junior guard, who has not missed yet. Skyridge still going with that zone defense. Lone Peak overshot as they were trying to get underneath the rim, and now goes back the Falcons' way. A beautiful fake out that time by Anaya Nelson, and she gets an easy layup to go. So right out of a timeout called by Lone Peak, Skyridge gets two and a jump ball, so their defense is keeping them in this game. So the Falcons will regain possession here, and they can now tie or take the lead. Now the Knights are in a zone defense, and a three is up and no good that time, and it'll head back the Knights' way. Nelson couldn't find the bottom of the net, but they'll still stay. Now it's going to be a man defense, but they're still staying with the full court. Harness somehow able to get out of the corner. Here's Woolston. They got numbers in transition. A bounce pass to Holdcraft, who finds Folau for a deep two. It's no good. Ball is tipped around and found by Meyer. Meyer's going to move it the other way. She finds Mealy, who's pressured by Harness. Meyer finds Sika. She's going to be double teamed in the zone. Now they move it through Nelson, who kicks it out to Sika for three. Yes, sir. Bella Sika on fire from outside. And now the Falcons regain the lead. But it's a long pass in transition for the Knights. They somehow find Pope underneath the basket, but it rolls off her feet and will head back the other way. So 4:30 now left here in the second, and the Falcons have retaken the lead. And Holdcraft will check out as Warner comes back in for Lone Peak. So things are looking well for Skyridge out of the Knights' timeout here in the second. Ozier still looking to control things. And it goes to her. She's double teamed down low. It's no matter. She still gets a shot up, but it's missed. Harness will control, and she'll push in transition. She's moving left side. It's a bounce pass to Folau in the middle. She finds Warner right side. Pump fakes, drives it herself, goes up with the left, and gets it to go. Charlie Warner with an easy two. And now Lone Peak retakes the lead. Here's Meyer now, heavily contested. Warner fights for the ball. Now Harness goes for it. Body's on the floor. And it looks like a jump ball will be called, and we'll head back Lone Peak's way. The effort is completely there on both sides. We've already seen multiple jump balls now called here in the first half alone. Switching hands, and defense is being highly applied. And from far out from the basket. Kennedy Woolston so far, the star of the show, as she has yet to miss from the field. They find her outside. Can she stay perfect? Yes, she can! Oh my goodness! Kennedy Woolston cannot be stopped. They now lead it by 4. Skyridge trying to find something. And they can't. They'll turn it over. Woolston doing everything right. She's living up to the name and more tonight. After struggling mightily in her last 2 games, she is doing anything but. As she has more than half of her team's points. Here's Folau looking to get things going. She finds Woolston. Woolston pump fakes. Now she drives on Meyer. Kicks out to Folau for 3. It's no good. And a foul will be called against Lone Peak. It'll go Skyridge's way. So Woolston will pick up the foul. And the Falcons need to get something going. Now trailing by 4. They really just have to counter what Woolston's doing from outside. The perimeter shots are starting to drop for the Knights. The Knights for the season only shoot around 29% from outside, but thanks to Woolston, they're on fire. Skyridge looking to get something going. Here's Belasica with a bounce pass that goes through Mealy's legs and finds its way back out to Nelson, who finds a wide open Kiara down low, but she misses. Now here come the Knights in transition. Here's Harness. She moves baseline, and a foul will be called against Meyer on the reach-in.
Charge to Lonely Meyer and Skyridge. Maddie Pope.
So Folau will check out as Maddie Pope checks back in. And Lone Peak will set up the play off their own baseline. Not a lot of movement, but they find Nordstrom down low for a pull-around jumper for 2. So Lone Peak increasing the lead now. Here's Kiara. She gives it off to Meyer, right wing. Finds a wide open Sika down low for 2. So Skyridge staying in this one. Just under 2 minutes now here left in the first half. And Falcons now back to a man-on-man defense. Here's Nordstrom, a little behind the back action. Sika read it, but it comes off of her body and will stay here with the Knights. 17 on the shot clock, 1:43 game clock. And really, you just have to stop Kennedy and let the other girl shoot it, because it's been all her so far. Harness says, I'll take it, and she's fouled on the shot, so she'll head to the free throw line for 2. So the Falcons' dialed up pressure defense was really what led them to take a nice lead there in the first quarter, but it's been the hot shooting from the Knights that have kind of forced them to ease off a little bit, switch defensive plays going from zone to man as Harness gets the first to drop. So let's see if they can find a way to keep Lone Peak from running away with this. The second is up and good. So 32-26 our score, as now the Knights will go to a man defense. And it's a fake down low that finds Kiara for 3. It's no good, and Harness controls the rebound. Almost traveled with it, but refs don't call. Here's Pope driving baseline. Dishes it out, it's stolen away. And then Pope will reach in and foul on Anaya Nelson as she was ready to go quickly in transition. Ariane Moiai checks in for the Falcons for the first time tonight with just over a minute left here in the second quarter. Coach Nielsen will call it the play. Meyer will try to execute. Nice back and forth with a pull-up jumper that goes off the backside of the rim as Moiai gets the rebound that finds Kiara right side. She'll dish it down low. She goes behind her back, can't find it. Moiai misses the layup. And then Nordstrom gets the rebound and is fouled, and head coach Warner loves it. So that'll be the 4th team foul. Actually, that'll be the 5th team foul, on the Falcons. So once again, running into a little bit of team foul trouble. That'll send the Knights to the free throw line for 2 as we now hit the 44-second mark here in the second quarter. Zuri Nordstrom, the older sister of Indy Nordstrom, the freshman who's also on the squad. She's averaging 6.5 a game. But she can also get into a little bit of foul trouble herself. She has the most fouls per game on the squad, averaging 2.4. And she misses the second. Woolston finds a way to corral the rebound. Nordstrom decides to take a 3. It's no good. Rebound finds its way to Maddie Pope, who's then fouled once again. And because they're in the bonus, she'll head to the free throw line for 2. So because of the failure to box out down low, the Knights now have a chance to get 2 more points on the board. First one's up and good. And that extends their lead up to 8. And Moiai will check out as Ogier comes back in for the Falcons. She had a dominant early first quarter, but things have been going the Knights' way ever since. Here's Maddie Pope trying to go 2 for 2, and she does. So Warner will check out as Siri Burgess, the freshman forward, comes back in for Lone Peak. About a 1-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And the Falcons will wait to set up their half-court play to try and get that final shot. And now they do. It's Meyer moving left side, tried to get a double screen. Now she goes right. It was blown up. 10 seconds now left in the game of the first half. And a block will be called against Maddie Pope as Mealy was trying to drive right baseline. Not in the bonus yet, so the Falcons will get to inbound off their own baseline with 7 seconds left here in the first half. Folau will check in for defense. Pope comes out, trying to keep her away from foul trouble, as outside of Woolston, she's the best player they got. Here's Ogier now. Clock starts. Finds its way over for a layup that's no good by Nelson. Knights now moving in transition. Woolston from half court is no good. And that will do it here for the first half. Lone Peak storming back thanks to an offensive heater from Kennedy Woolston. They lead it 35-26. We'll be back with a halftime report shortly after these few messages.
Hi, I'm Ryan Eldridge, local owner of Big O Tires in American Fork, and we are proud sponsors of our girls Lone Peak basketball squad. And just like their basketball squad, they can defend, they can score, rebound, steal. They can do it all. They do whatever it takes on the court to get the dub. Big O Tires in American Fork, we do the same. We can do it all to make sure your car is taken care of. Tires, brakes, oil, check engine light, lift your trucks, anything your car needs, from oil leaks to flushes to tune-ups, we can do it here at Big O Tires in American Fork so that your car is safe going down the road. So whether you're a fan, a coach, a player, visiting coach, give Big O Tires in American Fork a chance to earn your business and take care of your car.
Bring your cars in to Big O Tires in American Fork. Let them take care of you like they take care of us.
Let's get ready for some second half action between Skyridge and Lone Peak girls basketball here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Nate Thatcher, happy to be bringing this to you through KSLSports.com, as this should be a good one. Kennedy Woolston on fire in the first half. Can the Falcons control her, and then can they get something going on their own side of the ball to try and catch up? We're about to find out right now. Falcons will start with the ball, now moving right to left in their home whites with gray trim. Lone Peak in the visiting black with white trim. It's Ogier with a nice move, going up with her right, and the foul. What a way to start the second half for the Falcons. The first half started with Ogier. The second half does the same. Beautiful move as she faked out the defense with her right, moved with her left, and got the foul. She was able to get to the charity stripe multiple times in the first quarter, and she stays hot from the charity stripe. So that'll definitely cut into the lead. It's now just a 6-point game. Here's Nordstrom. Spin move moving right. Tough jumper against two defenders. And Falcons will get the rebound. Now they're going to push in transition. Here's Ella Ogier. She's moving right. Drops Woolston. Finds Meyer for three. No good. But Ogier finds a way to get the offensive rebound. She's now going to do it all herself. She goes up and gets fouled again. And Ella Ogier taking over here in the second half. Woolston trying to tell her teammates how to help her down low on defense as Ogier is assuming dominance. Not even a minute here into the third quarter. First one drops. As I mentioned, both of these squads have been tested early on in non-region play. For the Falcons, they also went, like Lone Peak, to the Nike Tournament of Champions hosted in Phoenix/Gilbert, Arizona. The Falcons played the likes of Highlands Ranch from Colorado, Mater Dei from California, and then two teams from Arizona, Mesquite and Kellis. And the Knights played Linwood from California, Orange Lutheran from California, Lincoln from California, and Mullen from Colorado. As Ozier's able to go 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. So it's a 5-0 Ogier run, and that cuts the deficit to 4. Falcons staying on a man-on-man defense. Warner's calling for some help. She picks up her dribble, finds Nordstrom. Nordstrom's now going to move right to left. Woolston goes up with a screen. She dropped Meyer. Holtcraft can't find her, and she's going to throw it out of bounds. Holtcraft saying that it was tipped, but the ref didn't see it, so it'll stay with Skyridge. Currently on a 5-0 run. Can they make it even larger? The home crowd will love it if a bucket gets to drop right now. Lone Peak now going with a zone defense. Looks to be a 2-3. Here's Meyer. They find Ogier in the middle. She's triple teamed. She's going to beat all three, get a mid-range jumper, and bake it off the glass. Nobody can stop the girl in 32. It's now a 7-0 run for her. And that cuts the deficit to 2. Here's Lavi Holdcraft. She has it up top. Skyridge staying in a man defense. Harness thought about a 3. Instead, she'll hand it off to Nordstrom, who drives baseline, gets the reverse up and in. A nice response there by Lone Peak with a tough bucket from Nordstrom. Here's Mealy in transition. Finds Anaya Nelson, who finds Ogier. She's going to go 1v1 again. She misses, and Holdcraft gets the rebound. So the flame has died just a little. Here's Warner in transition for 3. No good off back iron. Nelson gets the rebound. She finds Meyer open in transition, but she's going to bring it out to the perimeter. She finds a cutting Sika, who finds Ogier wide open down low for 2. Ella Ogier cannot be stopped. Once again, cuts it to a 2-point game. 5:30 now left here in the third. Harness calling out. Now she finds Woolston. Kennedy's got to get going here again. Here's Nordstrom, who's made the last bucket for Lone Peak. A tough spin move, Jay. Can't go. And Mealy will get the rebound. Meyer's going to move now. And they look to find 32. Bounce pass. Sika. 3. No good. Ogier rebound. It's tipped and controlled by Warner. Now the Knights have numbers. Here's Warner. Bounce pass to Holdcraft. She's contested by Meyer. Woolston gets the rebound. She goes up with her right, and she's fouled. So Kennedy Woolston will head to the free throw line for 2 to try and calm this storming comeback led by Ella Ogier.
At the line for the Knights, Kennedy Woolston, shooting 2.
So Woolston will go up with the first and get it to go. She might be the one answer to stop this run from Skyridge. And Skyridge will take a timeout. We'll take one with them. It's 38 Lone Peak, 35 Skyridge. Just a little bit over the halfway point here in the third quarter. Welcome back into Skyridge High School, where it's the Falcons currently trying to lead a comeback led by Ella Ozier. But the Knights doing just enough to stay in front, with Kennedy Woolston heading to the free throw line trying to convert the second of 2 free throws. These teams are giving it their all tonight as the Falcons are looking for their first win in region play, and the Knights looking to stay undefeated as they quest for not a 1-peat, a 2-peat, a 3-peat, but a 4-peat. So just 1 free throw remaining here for Woolston at the free throw line. It's up and off front iron. Mealy controls. Both of these teams are moving very quickly in transition. Sika picks it up and finds Nelson, who finds Meyer left. Here's Ozier now in the post. She's going to go 1v1, but she travels with the basketball and turns it over. Took a hard fall baseline, but she's smiling through it. Now here come the Knights. Try to increase this lead. It was down as much as 2. It's up to 3 after a 9-point halftime lead. Here's Folau, driving right against Meyer. Gets the layup up and in. So Hooney Folau increases the lead. Here's Ozier. A dish off to Nelson off the right side. Layups up and around and finds its way to Hooney in transition. It's a 1v1. She decides to bring it back out. Warner for 3. Bingo! Charlie Warner leading this response by the Knights. Lead is back up to 8. Knights going with that 2-3 zone defense. They find Ozier on a bounce pass in the middle. She's going to spin around, go up with her right, and the foul again. Can anybody stop her? The junior forward is having herself quite the second half. And she is answering the bell when Lone Peak tries to retake a controlling lead. And she converts. So Ella Ozier doing everything right on the offensive side, and she'll check out to get a little bit of rest. Let's see if the Falcons can stay in this one with her sidelined. Now here comes Lone Peak. Woolston also out as well. So who can respond for both of these teams? Warner coming off of a 3 on the last possession. She'll hand off to Harness, who finds Warner again for 3. Yes! Charlie Warner, back-to-back triples for Lone Peak. And now the lead back up to 8 again. And a beautiful move down low by Bella Sika, but it's no good. Here's Warner in transition. She finds Folau. Folau's now going to go middle. She'll bring it back out. Warner gets a screen left. Shortly double team, but now she'll hand off to Harness. 17 on the shot clock. 2:43 left here in the second quarter. Harner dishes it off to Warner. 10 seconds now. She's going to drive. Go up with her right. She's fouled, and she'll head to the free throw line for 2. Charlie Warner now taking over for what Kennedy did there in the second quarter. The freshman guard averages just 4.3 points per game. She's already cleared that mark here in the third quarter alone. First free throw's up and in. And the short break for Woolston and Ozier has ended. They're both back in this contest. The second one for Charlie is up and rattles in. So it's a double-digit lead now for the Knights. Can Ella spell a comeback? Here's Kiara, who finds Meyer. Back to Kiara. They're trying to get it down to Ogier. They do. It's a bounce pass back to Kiara. She loses it. Finds Meyer cutting dribble. Middle. Going up with her left. She's fouled. And now she'll head to the free throw line. That'll be the 4th team foul against the Knights.
Foul is called on Siri Burgess. At the line is Lily Meyer for Skyridge.
The senior guard, Lillian Meyer, averaging 7.1 points per game. And she leads the team in assists per game as the first one rattles out. Skyridge averaging 11.2 assists per game. Lone Peak actually averaging more at 13.9. Second one is up and in. So a 1-for-2 trip that time from Meyer, and that'll cut the deficit back down to single digits. Skyridge going back with that full court defense. That works for them. Bounce pass somehow finds its way to Ogier, who finds Nelson for 3. No good. Rebound fought and controlled by Warner. Now Fola moving, but she hits baseline. She turns it over. Both coaches calling out the plays. Both very animated right now, as this has been a competitive contest, even though it's a 9-point game. Here's Kiara. They find Ogier. Back to Kiara. Now Meyer's got it. Cross-court pass to Nelson for 3. It hits the front of the rim, the right side, and then out. Woolston's going to move in transition. She picks up her dribble. Bounce pass over to Zuri. Zuri now hands off to Woolston for a deep 3. No good. That's her first miss from outside tonight. Ogier finds a cutting Meyer, who finds Kiara cutting left side. Layup, no good. Falcons needed that one. Now here comes Kennedy. Kiara is defending her tight. She calls off the help. Now she gets the play call from Coach Warner. Harness gets a screen. She gets the ball. She finds Warner for 3, but she misses. Woolston gets the offensive rebound. A bounce pass to Harness. She takes a mid-range jumper. No good. And a foul will be called against Ogier. She went over the back of Nordstrom trying to corral the basketball. So Burgess will check out for the Knights, as well as Ogier for the Falcons. Mealy comes back in for Skyridge. And Holdcraft returning for Lone Peak. Woolston gets the inbound. She's going to go one-on-one with Kiara, and she doesn't get it to go. Mealy gets the rebound. 14-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Meyer tried to find a cutting Mealy. It's thrown away by Lavi. Meyer now bounced past to Sika. Meyer's calling for it again. She finds Kiara for 3. Now back to Meyer. In the middle to Sika. 13 on the shot clock. Woolston gets the steal. Finds Nordstrom. Shot clock now turned off. A high pass is tipped away by Sika. And it'll stay here with the Knights with 21 seconds left here in the third. Coach Warner telling her team one shot. So they'll look to drain the clock here and get the final say in the third. Here's Harness. She's heavily contested by Nelson. Nelson's trying to pick her pocket. Harness going right to left. Finds Woolston moving right wing. Woolston will give it right back, and then she receives it. A beautiful move with a Euro. Goes off the glass. A little bit of an awkward shot. As Kiara tried to get a heave full court, doesn't go, and that'll do it here as we head into the fourth. It's the Knights that control the lead. It stays at 9 just like it was at halftime. But can Ogier and company try and mount another comeback and steal a victory? We'll find out after this short message from Big O Tires.
Hi, I'm Ryan Eldridge, local owner of Big O Tires in American Fork, and we are proud sponsors of our girls Lone Peak basketball squad. And just like their basketball squad, they can defend, they can score, rebound, steal. They can do it all. They do whatever it takes on the court to get the dub. Big O Tires in American Fork, we do the same. We can do it all to make sure your car is taken care of. Tires, brakes, oil, check engine light, lift your trucks, anything your car needs, from oil leaks to flushes to tune-ups, we can do it here at Big O Tires in American Fork so that your car is safe going down the road. So whether you're a fan, a coach, a player, visiting coach, give Big O Tires in American Fork a chance to earn your business and take care of your car.
Bring your cars in to Big O Tires in American Fork. Let them take care of you like they take care of us.
Welcome back to Lehigh, Utah, here at Skyridge High School. Nate Thatcher here with the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. It's the second picked favorite, I guess, picked to finish second in region, should I say. Lone Peak leading the preseason region favorite Skyridge by 9 as we head into the fourth, and the Knights start with the ball. Skyridge cut the lead down to 2 in that third quarter, but the Knights responded well, mostly led by Charlie Warner from deep. And she has the ball right now, left wing. Cross court to Harness. Pump fakes. Holdcraft's now going to drive baseline. Moves up with the right, gets fouled, and she'll head to the free throw line for 2. Lavi Holdcraft, the junior guard, only 5'9", but she's the best offensive rebounder on the team this far into the season, averaging 2.3 a contest. Just 3.1 points per game for her, but she clearly makes an effort down low in the paint and makes a difference as she makes the first of 2. So that'll bring this up to a double-digit lead, 49-39. Just 17 seconds here into the fourth. Second is up and good as well. So 50-39 our score. Let's see what the Falcons can come up with. Ella Ozier on the bench. She was the one that led the charge for that original comeback there in the third. Here's Mealy trying to go against that 2-3 zone defense of the Knights. Behind the back by Kiara, picks up her dribble, finds Mealy out on the perimeter. Mealy now going to drive it herself. Ball is tipped around, and they say it's off a Lone Peak, so it'll stay here with Skyridge with just 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Ariane Moiai has checked in for the Falcons. Here's Mealy up top, only 5 seconds left. She's going to drive. Pump fake, go up with the right, and Kiara tried to get the rebound, but it's controlled by Woolston. Here's Kennedy. She finds Toddy Harness. Harness weaving her way down baseline, tries to go up with a reverse layup, it doesn't fall. Meyer, strong pass over the mid-timeline, finds its way back to her for a 3. No good. Holdcraft controls with the rebound. Now she's going to push. Knights have numbers, but it's a pass that goes over the head of Warner and will head back the Falcons' way. So Maddie Pope will check in for Charlie, as well as Sika coming in for Moiai. Ella Ozier back in as well for the Falcons. Let's see if she can get something going down low. So it looks like we got ourselves a box and one, as they're going to be playing man on Ozier. Here's Meyer left wing. Finds Ozier in that man-on-man defense, who finds a cutting Mealy, but she bobbles it. That was a good idea by the Falcons, just couldn't finish the job. Just 6 seconds now left on the shot clock. Sika bobbles, finds Nelson for 3. Bullseye! Anaya Nelson drops a triple, and that's exactly what you want to see if you're Skyridge. Under 6 now left here in the fourth. Here's Harness, right side. Now she finds Maddie Pope left. Here's Woolston for 3 to answer. Bingo! Kennedy Woolston showing up when it matters most. Here's Mealy, who picks up her dribble. Finds a cutting Sika, moving left to right, going up and getting the foul. Bella Sika, the senior guard, averaging 11.2, tied with her teammate Ella Ogier for points per game. So she'll head to the free throw line 4-2 after Kennedy Woolston answered with a 3, as Skyridge still just trying to claw their way back into this one. So we got ourselves a little bit of a holdup here. But now it looks like they're going to handle the ball to finally start these free throws. And the first is up and in. So some subs coming in as Holdcraft and Nordstrom check out, and Folau and Burgess return to the lineup here in the fourth. Sika to go 2 for 2, does it. So that cuts it to a 9-point game. Skyridge going with that full court press, but the Knights find a way to break it. Now they'll slow things down in the half court. Here's Woolston driving, going against 2 defenders. Can't get it to go. Ball is tipped around, and it'll stay here with the Knights. Just over 5 minutes now left here in the fourth. And Coach Warner will take a timeout. We'll take one with her. It's Lone Peak 53, Skyridge 44. Welcome back to Skyridge High School during a Lone Peak timeout where they currently lead it by 9. They'll inbound at baseline off their own side when we return to action, as they're looking to stay undefeated in region play. Coming up next for both of these squads, starting with the Knights, they'll next head to American Fork on the road on Friday, and then next Tuesday finally make their second home region game against Lehigh. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they'll be at Lehigh this Friday and then stay on the road and head to Pleasant Grove next Tuesday. So Knights looking to slow things down as they have that 3-possession lead right now. Folau picks up her dribble, now finds Pope cross court. She's going to get a screen left from Woolston. She's going to drive up with her left, can't get it to go. Sika finds a wide open Nelson in transition. She's got a 1v1, she'll take it. She picks up her dribble, and she's fouled baseline. So Nordstrom and Warner will check in for Pope and Burgess. And Skyridge has it on their own side. Here's Ogier. One-on-one versus Woolston. Oh, a beautiful fake down low, but she can't get the easy jumper to go. Here's Warner now. Finds Folau. Skyridge staying in a man defense. Nordstrom pops it to Warner, who pump fakes. Finds a cutting Kennedy Woolston and Myers on her like Elmer's glue. But she'll still take the 3, and she'll miss. Tries to dive for her rebound, but she doesn't get there in time. So it'll be the Falcons' ball here. 4:05 now left in the fourth. And Ogier still trying to lead her team to this comeback. Trailing by 9, 53-44. Nelson's got it left wing. Now they find Ogier down low. She picks up her dribble, tries to spin move, and that's going to be a jump ball that goes Skyridge's way, so it'll stay there with the Falcons. So they'll go with a box formation inbound. Ref will actually go up to the scores table and reset the clock. So 19 on the shot clock, 3:49 game clock. And the Falcons going to need to make a move as the refs now looking to converge and then don't. So they'll let play resume baseline. They find Meyer left wing. Back to a man defense now for Lone Peak. Here's Ozier left side, finds Meyer once again. Meyer finds a cutting Sika. 7 seconds on the shot clock. She weaves her way around Ozier. Now she kicks it back out to her. Here's Ella. 1 second. Sika's got to get it off, but she doesn't. A shot clock violation and beautiful defense by Lone Peak. And the Falcons going with a little bit of a soft press here as they meet them at the timeline. Folau wide open right side. Pump fakes, goes up, but can't get it to go as it's off the top of the backboard. And another jump ball will now stay here with the Knights. And Skyridge will take a timeout, but we'll stay here. 3:13 now left in the fourth. Knights looking to make this a double-digit lead. After they lost it there for a second, it went down to as much as 2 in the third quarter. Lone Peak started hot at the beginning of the season. In fact, even leading into the Lehigh Holiday Hoop Fest, they scored at least 60 points in 6 of their first 7 games. But then when they went down to the Nike Tournament of Champions, that's kind of when the offensive struggle started to happen a little bit. In that December 18th loss versus Mullen, the school from Colorado, they only scored 33 points. Then in a win versus Lincoln the next day, they won, but they only scored 31 points, so even less than their loss the day before. In their win the next day, they scored 43. The win the next time, they scored 53. And then it's slowly kind of gotten back into the groove. But in their last 2 games, especially the last game against Pleasant Grove, they only scored 40 and now back up to 53. Game before that, they only scored 40 as well, but in a loss. So it's nice to see that they're over that threshold. It seems like they found that offensive rhythm once again, and it's run its way through number 34 in Kennedy Woolston. And we got a tip from Mealy off the inbound pass. It'll stay here with the Knights, but now they're going to inbound its sideline. Skyridge has stayed competitive in both of their opening region contests. Went back and forth against Westlake in that double overtime loss on Friday. But they really want to break this 3-game losing streak they're on right now. They've got a veteran roster returning 4 starters from last season. And they want to get far in these state playoffs as Nordstrom increases that lead back up to double digits for the Knights. So 55-44 our score. Here's Meyer to Ozier. They got to go quick if they want to try and get back into this one. Nelson finds Sika for 3. She's going to drive baseline, try to get a bounce pass over to Ozier, but it's picked off by Warner. Warner now finds Harness, and Coach Warner telling her team to slow things down. They have time on their side. Here's Warner, gets a screen from Woolston. She'll drive middle, go up with her right, and she's absolutely denied by Ella Ozier. Here's Nelson in transition. She goes up, she can't get it to go, and Nordstrom controls the rebound. And Meyer is held up in the backcourt. She is holding her face and heading straight to the bench. Must have gotten hit at one point, stumbling just a little bit. That's really tough to see. Hopefully she can, it's nothing serious and she can recover. So Kiara will check in her stead as Meyer's going to head to the medical table. Here's Woolston inbounding sideline by their own bench. She gets the ball back after handing it off to Nordstrom. Ball finds its way over to Folau. Back to Nordstrom left side. Here's Harness. Asking for a screen to help with this man defense. 15 on the shot clock. Here's Folau. Gets a screen from Folau and she's fouled. And that'll go against Kiara. Well, stay tuned with us here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. It's going to be these same schools, but on the boys' side of things, coming up next. And we should have a good one. It's two good teams that are trying to pick their way through region play and trying to head to the top. Lone Peak with an 8-5 record, Skyridge with a 9-5 record. So we should have a good one on our hands. Oh, a beautiful Euro is absolutely denied by Osher. It'll stay here with the Knights with just 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Refs looking to confer. They might be talking about this shot clock to see if they need to change anything. And the refs converse. Nothing changes. 4 seconds left. Woolston, bounce pass, down low Warner. Beautiful inbound play. And Lone Peak looking like the defending state champs tonight. They'll go back to a 2-3 zone defense. Just over a minute here left in the fourth. Here's Nelson for deep three. Yes. So Skyridge not giving up the ghost quite yet. 10-point game here, just over a minute left here in the fourth. We'll be back in a quick 30. Welcome back into Skyridge High School as we're getting a nice shot of all the schools here in Region 3 of 6A basketball in the state of Utah. Skyridge trying to avoid falling to 0-2 in region play as they head to Lehigh on Friday. But it's a daunting task ahead of them as they are down 10 with a minute left. They go with the full court pressure, but the Knights break it. Here's Woolston left side. Knights just looking to run the timeout, but Skyridge is going to foul. And they have a few more fouls to give as that's only the third team foul of the fourth quarter. So now Woolston will inbound on a line formation. Refs immediately whistle as soon as that is inbounded. And they're going to ask them to redo. And I believe, once again, it's a shot clock malfunction. And they'll say it's good. So a full 35 here, 55.8 left. Bounce pass into Folau, now she's fouled. So one more, and then the Knights will head into the bonus. So Woolston will switch with Folau as I think they want Woolston to be one of these players that will shoot free throws. And they'll foul her, and so she will head to the charity stripe for two. So Kennedy Woolston put on quite the performance tonight as she continues her dominance from the free throw line. But it all started with that outside perimeter game. They just could not stop her in that first half from three. And that led her team to a nice, comfortable lead at the half. That has continued on even as Skyridge has tried to claw their way back. Her efforts tonight have clearly put the Knights over the top in what could be her best performance of the season. Here's Mealy, a nice jumper for two. She got it. And clock will just continue to run out here as Woolston's trapped in the corner. Ball is tipped, and now foul will be called against the Falcons. So timeout will be called by Lone Peak. And looks like they'll make it a full timeout, but we'll stay right here with you. 59-49 is our score. About half a minute left in this contest. Both of these teams, though, have some bright and promising futures. Obviously, Coach Warner, the history speaks for itself. 6-time state champ, She's won 3 in a row the last 3 seasons. But she coached at Bountiful before that, which was her alma mater, for 6 years. She went to 5 straight state championships, where she won her first 3. She was also rumored for that opening of the women's basketball head coaching job a few years back, because she played at BYU for 4 years under Jeff Judkins and really has had success at the high school level ever since she began. Already 180 wins as a head coach. Meanwhile, for head coach Shaylee Nielsen, just her 5th season here with Skyridge, 69 wins. She's improved every season. She's made it to at least the quarterfinals under her entire tenure. They made it to the to the semifinals last year, the state championship the year before, where they actually faced this Lone Peak team. And they actually reached the semifinals in a year where they declined in the regular season just a little bit, 14 team wins. They already have half of that right now at the beginning of region play. But Coach Nielsen is proud of her team. And I think she also has a lot of high expectations. She told the Deseret News in the preseason that she has a solid group of returners that can help guide the culture and build leaders for this team, as the first one's able to drop for Harness. Problem is, Skyridge has got a little bit of the injury bug the last few years. They're healthy and recovering. And you can see that with Ella Ozier, for example, who's recovering from an ACL injury. Here she is as she picks up her dribble. Finds Kiara. Back out to Nelson for 3. That won't do. And that should do us for the game tonight. But actually, that's going to stop things as Woolston's fouled with 2.2 left. As mentioned a few minutes ago, stay with us. We've got an excellent game heading your way just after this one between Lone Peak and Skyridge on the boys' side of things. And you can find all of that here on KSLSports.com. Kennedy Woolston to finish her night from the free throw line. What an excellent performance from her in this night's squad, as they now finish their first 2 region games undefeated, 2-0. Skyridge, meanwhile, will need to rebound quickly as they fall to 0-2. This night's team's looking dangerous, and it's looking like it can compete the rest of the way here in region play. So that'll do it for this Week 9 Tuesday night contest here. It's Lone Peak 62 and Skyridge 49. Stick around here for the boys' side of things. Nate Thatcher here. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.